Hello everybody, I'm Alfred, and I would like to talk about the whole Milley issue. For those of you who do not know, Milley was, in a high-ranking official, in the military, and towards the end of President Trump's presidency, he actually contacted China and was having secret meetings with the Chinese military, and saying that Trump may attack, and all sorts of things of that nature. Now, that is collusion, if I ever did see one. The left and the Democrats have been complaining about Trump and saying collusion, and all of that, collusion with Russia, and all of that for 4 years. It is one thing after another, and after they push and push, they find no evidence. Trump gets vindicated at the end of the day. Yet we see this kind of thing. I mean, who does that? How can someone in charge, a high-ranking member of the military of one nation, be cohorting, behind the scenes secretly against the president and all of that, against the what the people want, and having their own dialogue and arrangements regarding war with other nations. And of course, this is the same guy who did who is in charge of the Afghan situation, where he basically gave those in Afghan American weapons, which, after President Trump had pushed and the left didn't want him to invest so much in upgrading the US military. Now that all that upgrade has been done, all those equipment are now with the Taliban. All those equipments are with Afghanistan. And it is not like if America was chased away. America was not chased out by the Taliban. The Taliban is not a stronger army. Why did they leave their weapons and go and, give orders that led to the death of American soldiers and Americans being stranded, in Afghanistan? And in spite of that, there are quite a number of Afghanistan folks, unvetted, who have now moved into America. Many of these people have different ideologies, and understand something, that all those people were allowed by the Taliban. So how many of those people are actually Taliban members? So obviously, as time goes on, you would hear of, right now they are just going to start with building cells in America, terror cells in America, Taliban terror cells. Probably they'll be smart enough to use another name, for their cells. And then later on, you will start hearing of explosions and terror attacks. And of course, thanks to the left and wokeism, it will be racist to call it the terror attacks, and all of that from Muslim and all, or people who are into Islam, because it will be Islamophobia and all of that. But this is something that is planned, and it shows, like, when you look at the people at the top, these people that want the one world government, who want the one world order, you can see why they are pushing a vax. It's all about control. They want that vax passport, that vax ID, so they can control people's movement, so that people can be their own personal property. That is what they want. You can see all the shiftings and all the things they are doing to weaken America and to make sure that nothing can stand in their way. But you see, we must stand in their way. We must stand in their way with our prayers and with our actions. Those two things are very important. We must pray and we must act. We must take actions to make sure that, these people are brought to justice and their assets are seized. Look at this guy. Nobody has impeached Biden after all that Biden has done. Nobody has, demanded that this Milley retire or, get fired or anything. Rather, you have Jen Psaki supporting him. This shows you, if you were blind before, at this point, your eyes should be opened up as to what is happening. How can, when President Trump was in office, you can imagine this guy that is supposed to be, helping the military and in charge of, running America's security, is cohorting with China and planning with China against Trump. Is that not treason? Is that not collusion of the worst kind? But the same left that was screaming collusion, the same MSNBC and NBC and CNN and all of that was saying all kinds of things about Trump, they are silent about this. They are, saying all kinds of good things. Just the same way they are saying that Biden did a good job with Afghanistan. How? That being said, legal action we must push forward that towards legal action, and understanding that the legal system itself is corrupted. Just like voting, you can see with what happened with Larry Elder, the same thing that happened with Trump. When the entire system is rigged, when the entire system has been bought and paid for, there comes a time where the people have to stand together in unity and fight against the system, and not create a situation where people will rise up who claim they are creating solutions, but to just postpone the tragedy for the future, like so many have done in the past. That being said, for more, check out alfred.vip.